Welcome everybody. I'm Sarah Devine. I'm a White Tiger Qigong instructor. I also have a master's degree in sport and exercise science, and I actually took this master's degree because of White Tiger Qigong, because of my interest in what goes on in the body, in the mind, as we're doing these wonderful practices. So today we're going to look at Qigong and breathing, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about the respiratory system and how it connects, and it's intrinsic to the practices that we do in White Tiger Qigong. So in White Tiger Qigong, we want to harmonize the way we move our body with the way we breathe, and also the way we set our spirit, our intention to do these practices, and where we place our focus. So the respiratory system is, of course, the lungs, but it's not just the lungs. The lungs rely on a set of muscles to move effectively when we inhale and exhale. And then we have a connection from the lungs to the heart, and then from the heart right into the circulatory system as oxygen is pumped into the body and carbon dioxide is brought back through the system into the lungs to be expelled. And it stands to reason we want that to work effectively, right? I don't know about the rest of the world, but in Australia, obstructive pulmonary diseases are in the top 5 causes of death, which is pretty full on. So this is where Qigong can step in and help you to have a much healthier breathing capacity. So breath is also connected to the nervous system, and then we can learn to adjust through the way we breathe how our nervous system responds, which is pretty impressive. So in Taoist medical Qigong, we learn to change the tempo of the breath, we learn to use breath holds, and we also learn how we can maximize and strengthen the efficacy of the muscular framework of the breathing system. We learn how yin and yang we can manipulate those, the yin and the yang of the breath, which is the union of opposites through the different style that we choose to breathe. And once we have this more effective breathing ability, then we can see it helps us in so many ways. And I just picked 3 to focus on today. So one is that we increase our ability to be fit and to get more strength in the way we move, because it enhances the core, the strength of the core when we breathe more effectively, and it also gives us an ability to move more fluidly. And then with emotional balance, we find that we can regulate the emotional system better when we are able to breathe more effectively. We're giving more space for the organs to hang, and the organs typically, when they're compressed, they hold on to a lot of emotional tension. So this is one way we can release emotion. And then finally, we can relax more deeply when we learn how to switch between the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous systems. And we want to, of course, the sympathetic nervous system is important because it puts us into a heightened response, and it's very important for activity. But with the Qigong, we can move more quickly into the rest state, the parasympathetic state, the rest and digest. And that's where we get health. That's where we get healing at the fundamental levels. So without further ado, I want to take you into a couple of breathing practices. Then we're going to look at some of the meridian Qigong with a strong focus on how we're breathing. And then finally, we're going to come back to another 2 breathing practices. So come with me. And I want you just to stretch out your toes with the feet shoulder width apart. Grasp the ground with 10% tension. Rock back and forth a little bit until you find your balance. Push gently into the earth. Feel that you have roots growing through the feet. Just relax the hands down for a moment. Feel the knees above the ankles, the hips above the knees. Bring your awareness around the sacrum. Drop the sacrum gently down. Find the perineum, find the crown, and then take an inhalation and pull downwards and upwards at the same time. You get this wonderful soft opening up of the spine with the breath. As you exhale, relax your shoulders. Put the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Tuck the chin back. Bring your hands onto the lower Dantian, 3 finger widths below your navel. And we're going to practice abdominal breathing. So first of all, I want you to just bring your awareness to your nostrils. Just take a moment to start to become aware of the passage of air in and out of the nose. And on the next inhalation, I want you to follow the air down and feel how there's a gentle swelling of your belly as you inhale, and how it pulls back lightly as you exhale. Just sense it without changing it first of all. But now you're going to bring a little bit of muscular control into this. So as you inhale and the abdomen pushes out, you're going to just ease your muscles into pushing out a little bit more. And then as you exhale, and you're going to use the muscles to contract a little bit, pulling back inwards to the Dantian. Inhaling, using the muscles, exhaling, contracting. And this is very soft. It doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be a tense movement, because the efficacy of Qigong, even in the most seemingly complex of movements, is relaxation. Let's do a couple more. And this time as you inhale, I want you to sense into your feet, pushing down into the feet. And as you exhale and contract the abdomen, feel the pressure easing off as your body sinks down a little bit. As you inhale, you're pushing into the feet. The abdomen is swelling. As you exhale, you're contracting and easing off. Good. Now we're going to take a cleansing breath. Just take a long, slow, deep inhalation. And as you exhale, I want you to make a little shape with your mouth like you're holding a straw. Can't talk like this very well. And you blow out of we exhale out of this little shape in the mouth. And feel that you're letting go of any staleness, any stuck chi. Chi is energy. Anything that's distracting you. Inhale, exhale. Cleansing breath through the pinhole in the mouth. And this time, see if you can make the exhalation longer than the inhalation. So you're releasing the air. One last time. Relax the hands, open the eyes, and begin to shake it out by bouncing through the feet. Start this flow, this ripple of energy through the body. And here with the breathing, we're just connecting the breath naturally to the movement. So you might find also that you can open the mouth, you can relax the jaw, and you can release through the mouth as you get a full inhalation and a full exhalation. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Here we're relaxing the rib cage as we do this. We're relaxing the intercostal muscles, which are responsible for breathing. But we're not just relaxing them, we're energizing them, if you will. We're softening into them, warming them up. Warming up the ligaments that hold on to the muscles, to the bones, the tendons. Bringing the arms out. Jumping. So this is not just good for your lungs, it's good for the heart and the intestines, which are connected in Chinese medicine to the lungs and the heart. The lungs connect to the large intestine, the heart to the small intestine. We're giving space for our organs to hang more freely. So they can absorb more oxygen, so more qi can flow to them. And effective breathing is not just important for bringing oxygen into the muscle, but also into the fascia, which surrounds the muscle. And it's a very important component of our body, holding our muscles in slings so we can move effectively through optimal fascial health. Okay, so holding the hands in front of you now, shaking more intensively. I'm going to come a little closer until you're holding a ball of qi at the lower dantian. I want you to feel that you have a sensation of energy between the palms, and we're going to practice with the feet just shoulder width apart, inhaling into the lower dantian and feeling this ball of qi expand. And as we exhale, we bring the hands together and we contract. Inhale. Exhale. And I want you to feel how that opens up the back as well. As you inhale into the abdomen, you're getting an opening through the chest, right into the side of the body, even out through the back. As you exhale, everything just relaxes forwards without collapsing. Inhalation, exhalation. Inhale, exhale. Keeping your awareness at the lower dantian and on the ball of qi. Let's do a couple more. And then we're going to roll the ball. So keep a hold of the ball, shift your weight onto one foot, and then step out or slide out until your feet are wide on the shoulder width, the knees are straight, and you're going to start rolling through the hips and rolling the ball of qi. You're not moving the shoulders separately from the hips. The shoulders are moving as a result of the hips moving. Now you want a nice straight back with this. And you want your neck to be in line with the spine. And you breathe naturally, but notice as you bring the hip in that you're actually rolling around the lower Dantian and you're rolling around the spine, so you're actually loosening up the musculature surrounding the entire thoracic cage. So all of the muscles that we'll use in breathing, they're also getting a really good opening from this exercise. Come over to one side. And then over to the other side. And then roll back up nice and slowly, stepping in, holding the ball of chi in front of you. And now we're going to look at how breath guides movement. This is another really important aspect of White Tiger Qigong, and indeed for any effective movement, for people who do sport, for dancers, for anyone, just normal exercise. So you're going to inhale, bringing the hands to face the body, coiling the arms inwards, and then as you exhale, you're pushing into the feet, and you're coiling the body to the side, and you're coiling the arms out, and you're coiling the head back, and you're looking with the eye back as far as you can, and you're inhaling as you uncoil. You slightly coil the arms in, and then you coil to the other side, uncoiling as you inhale. Really feel into the breath guiding the movement. Here you take an an exhalation, push into the feet, keep your hips forwards, feel the twist coming through the torso, keep the arms down, they don't want to be up too much. Feel the coil going all the way into the fingertips. Keep the spine straight and the neck straight. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Now we're going to try a little trick. So this is another thing we can do with our breath. We're inhaling to center. We're exhaling. We're not straining, but go to your maximum as you exhale. I'm just going to come on the side now like this. And then exhale a little bit more. And see if you can go further. And most of you should be able to go further without straining. So inhale, exhale, exhale a little bit more. Inhale, exhale, exhale, further, inhale, exhale, exhale a little bit more, inhaling. Let's do one more each side. Really feel into that extra twist, guided by the breath. As you get this wonderful tissue flossing, squeezing out of the tissue and bringing in fresh oxygen and fresh chi into the body. Now we're going to do the holding up the heart to the sky, and with this meridian Qigong we're going to get a really full inhalation and exhalation as we open up the chest, we open up the lungs, we spread the heart out and upwards. Let me show you. We coil the arms up and in and then out, and we coil back as we lift the chest, we push the feet into the earth. We squeeze the buttocks, lifting the chest. We come forwards, we compress the chest, we come up onto the toes, and we release. We inhale back, coiling back, lifting the chest. This is not a back arch, so exhaling and then complete the exhalation fully. So the back will arch a bit, but it's about lifting the chest, really opening up the front line of the fascia. And we're getting this deep coil through the arms, right into the meridian lines, the chi channels that go into the hands. Do a couple more. Exhaling, coming up, continuing the exhalation, releasing, inhaling, exhaling. This is the last one. Coming up, releasing, bringing the hands in front of you as you inhale, exhale, compressing down on the Dantian, flicking the fingers down. Inhale as you turn the palms up, stretching up, exhaling down, settling the chi down the front line of the body. Now you can do this next part either standing or seated, up to you. So I'm going to stay in my Zhanzhuang, my standing meditation posture. So let's just build that posture again. We're going to bring our hands onto our lower Dantian. For this, gently close your eyes. If you're seated, just make sure that your spine is straight and your sacrum is pulling down to the earth and your crown point is touching, or is connected to the sky. And we're pushing into our feet if we're standing. We're feeling roots growing through the feet into the earth, down and out. We're feeling the ankles stacked above the feet, knees above the ankles, hips above the knees. We're feeling the sacrum pulling down. We're elongating the spine. As we inhale, as we exhale, we're softening the shoulders, tucking the chin back, tongue on the roof of the mouth, crown point to the sky. And we're taking a moment just to observe the sensation of the body, letting the breath be natural at this stage. Just go from top to toe, take a little scan of your body without any judgment, just observing into the head, into the neck and the shoulders, down the arms, down the body, front and the back, through the hips, buttocks down through the legs, into the feet. We're going to bring the awareness now to the lower Dantian. We're going to practice the 3-stage filling breath, the balloon breathing, if you like. That's another way we can refer to it. If you feel more comfortable with the eyes open, you can just softly relax them in front of you, just with a wide, soft gaze. So you're going to inhale as if you're filling up a well and your lower Dantian is the bottom of the well. You're going to start filling at the bottom first. So I want you to feel that you're filling into the lower Dantian, and then you're filling the middle of your body. Then you're filling into the chest. And then as you exhale, you're relaxing first, exhaling from the chest, then from the middle, and finally from the lower Dantian. So you can see a little bit of movement with this too. You're inhaling down into the abdomen first, the middle, and then the upper, and then exhaling from upper to middle to lower. Lower, middle, upper, upper, middle, lower. And we don't want to strain with this, we just want to start to make it smooth. And also as you're breathing into the lower part, you want to feel that you're breathing out around the back and the side of your body as well. So you're breathing down in to the lower part, filling the middle, filling the upper, and then releasing. This is a wonderful strengthening practice for all of the organs, the muscles involved in your the process of breathing, and the organs as well. Just do a couple more. Good. And then remember how I mentioned that we can look at the principles of yin and yang. So we're looking at how we can balance the different energies of the body through the way that we breathe. And so I'm just going to show you the martial fire breath, where we can actually, the holding fire breath, where we can hold the breath, and you'll see if you notice any different change in the energy that you feel in your body. So what I want you to do is inhale into the lower Dantian, and then hold the breath just for a couple of seconds, and then exhale. Exhale with the focus at the lower Dantian. So inhale again. Let's inhale for a count of 4. Let's hold the breath for a count of 2. And let's exhale for longer. See if you can go for 8. Longer than the inhalation. You adjust it according to what your body needs. Some people can hold their breath for longer, but I don't want you to be uncomfortable with this. You just want to fill the Dantian on the inhalation. Softly hold the breath. And then exhale. As if you're exhaling a thin silk thread. Let's do a couple more before we close. And the idea is to not be uncomfortable with this. So if you start to feel uncomfortable, you just dial it back. Last one. And then exhaling. Keeping it soft. So, I wonder if any of you noticed that you felt a little bit warmer when you were doing the breath hold, because we are creating a more yang condition in the body when we hold the breath, and yang is typically heat. So that's one thing you might experience from that. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to leave you also with something that Lao Tzu said in the Tao Te Ching, and Taoist medical Qigong, if you will, looks at Lao Tzu as the godfather of the Taoist medical Qigong, and he wrote that to question whether you can breathe as softly as a newborn baby. So that's where we're actually going back to our roots, to our beginning. Through these practices, we want to eventually be able to do all kinds of movement with very soft breathing. And that's when you know that you've actually taken your health to the next level. So I'm convinced that these practices bring enhance your immune system, they bring you wellness, they help you to heal. The proof is in the pudding. I do hope that you guys will go away and try some of these practices on your own. You can look me up at Sarah Divine Qigong. I've got a few workshops on offer coming up, and also there's all sorts of information available at the White Tiger Qigong website and also online courses there. I'd like to finish with bowing out. We bring the right hand into the fist, the left hand covering, and we'll repeat the virtues of wisdom, benevolence, sincerity, patience, courage. Thank you for joining me today, guys. Look forward to seeing you another time.